Speed Summaries.
Jacob's Ladder.
Speed Summary. Here we go. He starts in the sky in a helicopter and then he lands with his mates in the army site. They have a bit of lunch and a bit of a chat and then they start killing each other and it all goes a bit wrong for everybody. Jacob particularly gets a bayonet in his gut and then he wakes up in a tube train with a woman and a tail and her tail, and so he gets off, tries to leave the tube track but he can't, it's all locked, so he walks on a track for a while and almost gets hit by a train, but then he finds his way home and his girlfriend is there waiting for him. She's moved some furniture around. He has a bit of a flashback and then he wakes up. She says, oh, here's an envelope of pictures for you. He finds a picture of his dead son, has a bit of a cry, and she burns all the pictures. So he goes to work the next day and she meets him at work and he says, I'm going to the chiropractor's Louis. So he goes to see Louis, gets his back done, has a few more flashbacks, and then he decides to go to his psychiatrist. So he gets chased by a car up the road. The receptionist has never heard of him or his psychiatrist, so he bashes his way through, talks to someone, and he says, no, he died a while ago. He goes back home and she's like, let's go to a party. So he's like, yeah, all right, let's go to a party. Sees a skull in the fridge and a palm reader reads his hand and says he should be dead. So he goes back down the stairs and watches his girlfriend dry hump this guy, almost loses his glasses, and then he has another flashback. Then he wakes up, he's really hot, so she calls the doctor and he says, put him in an ice bath. So he goes in an ice bath, then he wakes up with his old wife in his old home, has a bit of an argument about the window. Then his son wakes him up and wants a bedtime story, so he takes him back to bed again, and then he goes back to bed with his old wife, and then he has another flashback and he wakes up in the freezing cold bath looking not so well. Then he has another flashback and his girlfriend is waiting for him to wake up. She is pleased, but he's interested in demons and things now, so he starts looking around and meets up with one of his old buddies. They chat about things. He's not happy, he's going to hell, he can see demons as well. So they go out and he gets blown up in his car, and there's some other guy there with glasses. At the funeral, he meets up with his old army buddies and says, look, something went on, we need to find out. And they're okay, all right. So they go to a lawyer and he says, oh, I'll have a look. And so Jacob goes home and then he gets a phone call saying that the lawyer guy won't do anything. So he rings up his mates and they all say, no, we're not saying anything anymore. So he goes to have a massive go at the lawyer and gets bundled into the back of a car and then gets chucked out by a Santa who then steals his wallet. And he goes into some weird hospital and there's limbs on the floor and broken bikes in the side. It's not very hospital-like, and then he doesn't have an operation and someone squeezes a needle in his head. His wife comes back to him afterwards and with his kids and says hello. Then Louis comes in and starts threatening everyone with a crutch and takes Jacob back to his office to give him some more massages, and then he gets up and has probably another flashback. He goes home and has a look at his discharge notices and tries to figure out what's going on. Then he thinks about his son dying in the accident that happened. And he goes back to his girlfriend's house and gets a call from a guy who says that he made drugs in the 60s and was employed by the army to make really bad acid for the guys, so they went mental. That's what happened. He's not proud of it, but that's what happened. So he leaves, goes back home again, has a flashback, and goes back to his wife's house and sits in this chair for a bit and then thinks about things. And then his son's at the bottom of the stairs and his son says, come on, let's go. And he takes him up the stairs into the light. And then there's a last scene in the army hospital place where he is declared dead. Thank you very much.